Okay, this here is actually, well, it'll be the next part of today, January 26th, this morning um, of January 26, 2023. And we were talking about, about Noah, over here. And God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped. See that? The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven. In other words, the rain. Remember in the beginning, the firmament God created was the heaven. And that's where he brought rain from, water from heaven, and he turned it into, and that's how he created the earth and the heaven and the earth and where the water came from, okay? God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the the wind sometimes actually can dry up the water too, even other than making the earth scotched with hot heat, because heat what but I believe the wind also helps take away water, like if there's a fan, you want to use the fan to dry up your carpet and stuff, that kind of wind. That's what this is talking about. It can dry up your wet carpet if you put like a blower, just like your hair. If you blow, like some, not hot, but you blow some wind, with some warmth on it on your hair, it dries it up. Okay, so that's what that means over here. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven were restrained. You see that? From heaven were restrained, and the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month. Wow, 7th month. That means that was July, right? Because it's January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, June is the 6th month. And that's the 7th month is actually July on the 17th day of the month. So July 17th upon the mountains of Ararat. You see that? Okay. And so that's how you know when the ark was over there. Now, what year? It sounds like it was 600. See? Because you see over here, verse, the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. See? And the ark rested in the 7th month of the 17th day of the month upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, okay, so that's 3 months, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. See that? And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent forth a raven which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. And he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her in unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet other 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. Now think about this. Now can you imagine how long that is? I mean, think about how, there is only like 8 people from the whole earth, the first earth, of all the things that God destroyed. Okay, wouldn't you get drunk and in your, sadness, or in your joy, in however you feel at that time? But just imagine that's how he felt when Ham came running up and laughing like it was a joke, when he saw him like laying there when he's like exhausted from all this. Think about that. And the dove came in to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. So you see the dove, that's in the form of the Holy Spirit. You see that? And verse 12, and he stayed yet other 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st day, first year in the first month, the first day. It came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth. 601st year, in the first month, the first day. Okay, I guess that would be God's day of, beginning, a new beginning, after the water, was finally taken from the earth, and completely dried up, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark. You see that? And looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dried. See, that's verse 13. And in the second month on the 7th, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. So it was the second month, and on the 7th and 20th day. So on the 27th of February, the earth was dried. Okay, that's what that means. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth after their kinds. You see, these are the ones that Noah saved, because remember, the rest of mankind, was, including the animal kinds that was on the earth that day, was all destroyed. Creepeth upon the earth after their kinds went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl. Because I said, I am not going anywhere until I tell my kids the truth, okay? That's why I'm teaching you, my kids. And took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelt a sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil, but from his youth neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. And this is verse 22. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. And see, so since the earth is still here, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and dry, and day and night shall not cease. Now, chapter 9, Noah and his sons, this is Genesis we're in, right here, Genesis, okay? Chapter 9, Noah and his sons commanded to multiply and fill the earth. They are given dominion over all forms of life. Death penalty decreed for murder. God shall not again destroy the earth by a flood. See, it will not be destroyed by a flood. Canaan cursed, but strong water, will, if it's not being protected. Like, for example, a lot of rivers, when there's a dam that breaks, a lot of rivers are going to, bring down homes that's right next to it. So that's something that we have to do ourselves. And you guys, this is your generation that is coming up. You guys need to remember that these teachings, you got to teach this to your generation and to your kids and their kids and so forth, so you guys can be prepared, especially according to Matthew 24. And God said, don't let your run be on a Sabbath day, because he ain't coming, okay? Because he rests on the Sabbath day. You guys have to remember that. Sunday you're supposed to rest like Jesus, like God did. But if you guys, there's something that, like, there's hunger going on, remember, you gotta be very, very graceful, just like God was graceful enough to send Jesus Christ. And that's why he said, follow Jesus Christ, because he is graceful. And everything that Jesus does, like in Matthew 24, warning us about these storms, it's going to create some flooding, homes will be destroyed and stuff like that. It's been told to us all these years. I guess, that's why God, wants me in the hospital, come in and follow Jesus Christ, so I can teach you guys how to follow Jesus Christ with all of these biblical writings here and records, because God put it there for a reason, okay? Noah and his sons commanded to multiply and fill the earth. You see now? Now it is Noah and his sons to fill the second earth, which is the same earth. The only difference that now is different people who's starting the new earth, the second earth. They are given dominion over all forms of life. Death penalty decreed for murder. God shall not again destroy the earth by a flood. Canaan cursed, Shem and Japheth blessed. Okay, now you see why Canaan cursed. That's talking about Ham, but because that's where they were. That's what I was talking about, Abraham from Canaan, and that's why if you look at if you read where it says what's her name, Abraham. Not Abraham. Oh yeah, I think it was Abraham and what's his name, and Isaac, yeah. Because his father sent him to go get a wife that was not a Canaanite, because not that they didn't like the Canaanites, just that they were cursed, and they're supposed to keep the blood pure until Jesus came. See, that's the whole plan of why people think that this curse was from what's his name, Cain. But Cain was not black, and his curse has nothing to do with Canaan's with Ham, with the second earth, because all the people in the first earth was all killed and destroyed, including the animals. other than the ones that God saved, which is Noah and his kids and his and all the animals. But Canaan in this second earth was not Cain, and it was not Adam. This is actually Ham, and he lived in Canaan. This is the curse that was from the father, which, of course, when Jesus died, they were all forgiven, okay? And this is the reason why the earth was bad, because, he was actually, Noah was actually, supposed to, be fruitful and bring forth more kids. All right. So now, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. You see that? Everything was gonna come. They were all gonna fear Noah and and his family. You see that? So it wasn't just that everything wasn't gonna just fear it was just gonna fear the whole Noah and his family. Okay. So, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. You see that? So, and surely your blood of your lives will I require at the hand of every beast. Will I require it? You see that God will ask for that. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, will I require the life of a man. See, that's where kind of like, that, where that thing started from, sacrificing, of man. This is all started from the beginning. It did. So that's why I said it was during, like, this happened before Moses ever came into the picture. But before we get into that, we have to remember now we're in the second earth. Okay. By man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. And you be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, see, God talked to Noah and the sons, and I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you. You of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth, with you from all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. Now this is not just white man, which is Japheth, brown man, which is Shem, black man, which is Ham. This is just to all of Noah's three sons. Okay, that's where we get all these different colors from. It's from Noah's three different sons. So, because that's just, how they were born. And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you. Okay, now the covenant, remember here, is not just for Noah and his sons and stops there. It doesn't. If you notice, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth, with you from all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. Now, there is nowhere in here where God actually said that the blacks are supposed to be servants or slaves, and that browns are, it's nowhere in here. It just, they're all sons of Noah, these boys, and their seeds are supposed to keep the same covenant. There will be no more flood. Okay, so this is to all of Noah and his sons, all three of them, including from God. This is from God, not from Noah. Noah cursed Ham, not God. God never cursed Ham. This was between Ham and his father, not between God and Ham. So this is something you need to remember. This has nothing to do with being black. And God created him black. He did not, God created all three of Noah's sons for a reason that way. And they're supposed to maintain it. Okay, so that's why let me continue. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. Perpetual generations. You see that? So it's all the generations, all the way up to Moses, all the way up to us, that we are still God's children. You see, there is nowhere in here where it says some are God's children and some are not. This is the teaching of the Christians. That was under Darwin's teaching of that there is no God, because a lot of these people believe that there was no God too. That's why they treated people who were not like them differently, because they were thinking, because their mentality was only to the present, like to that time. They didn't even think about the years and the time of all these things that was happening. They didn't even take into consideration, the different time frame, the different years, the different the different times when God first created the earth and when the flood stopped and Noah cursed Ham. Not that, but it wasn't until after God spoke to all three boys. You see, so God's blessings is still upon all three boys and all the animals. The curse just came after they were having a feast or having a over the but that's why parents shouldn't get drunk to the point to where they don't even see their own kids, or they don't know what they're thinking about. I do set my bow, and God said this, the token of my covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. Now, verse 13, I do not set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and you. Now, the bow is the rainbow. Okay, remember the bow that you tie around, like a bow you put on a present, at Christmas time, kind of thing. Well, that's kind of like the same thing when God is putting a bow in the cloud, which is the rainbow. That's why it's called rainbow. But as she says here, my bow, it's like a, like when you put a bow on something, it's kind of like for a gift. So that's their covenant right there. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. You see, now that's between God and the earth. When you see the rainbow, remember God. That's to everybody on this earth, because before there was a Moses, there was only God and Noah's descendants. Okay, only God and Noah's descendants. And whenever you see the rainbow, that's how you know that is to all of this is to all of Noah's descendants. Okay, so that's the difference. These are our Gentiles. These are not none of us are Jewish at this time. I mean, we were all Gentiles in this time. So this is what I'm saying. No, I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. You see that? Between me and the earth. See verse 13. Me and the earth, God said. So this has nothing to do with, Abraham. I mean, not Abraham. I mean, Moses' 10 commandments. This came way after. This is just between God and and every living thing, Noah and his sons, and as well as the animals. Okay. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature for all flesh, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I... This is still chapter 9, verse 16. May remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. Now, these are our Gentiles. Remember that. Okay? Nobody was anything but just the children of Noah and his wife. Okay? The 3 sons and their wives. Verse 17. And God said unto Noah, this is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. See, and all flesh. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. You see that? So Ham is where the Canaanites came from. Okay. And these are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. Now this is how. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his 2 brethren without it. Now this is why it's so important that you read the whole story, and understand the whole plan of God before you even jump to conclusion. You need to pray to God if you don't trust people, if you don't trust anybody, because when I was in jail, I trusted nobody. I only trusted God. I trusted no man. I trusted nobody. I mean, that's how angry I was at everybody. I mean, I didn't trust nobody but God. So everything I wanted to know, I would talk to God about it. I would say, okay, God, what about this? What about that? Since you don't want me to, since you don't like these people, these evil people just like me, so what is the plan? What are we going to do with them? That kind of thing, and well, I mean, I've said those, we've said those things to each other. I mean, like, especially me, I've complained about people to God, like, whoa, why is this person doing that? Why is that person doing this? Are they right? Am I wrong? God has all the answers, guys. He has all of the answers. But right here in these scriptures, it explains to you why the curse was not God's curse. He blessed everybody, including Ham. Okay, it was actually the father of Ham that did the curse. These are the 3 sons of Noah. That's why parents need to be careful what they say to their kids. 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to an husband, and he planted vineyards, and he drank of the wine. See that? He drank of the wine, because he, remember, and was drunken, and he was uncovered. This was after God gave the blessings, okay, within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his 2 brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what this younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. You see that? So that's where that started from. All right. This is not from God, guys. God never did this to his blessed Noah and his kids. It was actually Noah himself who did this. Okay, remember that when you curse your kids, remember what Noah did to Shem. I mean to not Shem. I'm sorry. To Ham, to his youngest son. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. See? You see that? God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem. And Canaan shall be his servant. You see that? So there you go. So that started from Noah. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. 950 years. Okay. All right, guys. So you see now how God, but those years I've added up, like I said, during the flood, before the flood, subsided, because, it tells you right there, how old Noah was. But anyway, so this is now, chapter 10 is where, the new generation all started, okay? But those are the blessings right there of how Canaan became the servant. It has nothing to do with God. This is just because of Noah. So if anything, everybody should remember not to curse their kids. You are the parent. Whatever